In number 4, changing up a little bit here, a couple ways. We've got trig involved, but then also we're given the second derivative of f. And we still want to find the original function. We want to find f of x. So basically we have to go through this process twice to do that. We're going to take the antiderivative of this. What does that give us? Don't be shy. The first derivative, right? Antiderivative, second derivative would give us the first derivative. And then we're going to have to figure out the c for that. And then do the antiderivative of that, which will give us the original function, and find the c. So notice here we need two sets of information here. We need to know stuff about the original function, a point on the original function, and a point on the derivative function. I'm not going to rewrite this one with the dy dx because it's the second derivative. We don't really have to do that every time. Let's just kind of tie some things together earlier. We can go ahead and just do the antiderivative of both sides in terms of x. So I'm going to put the little dx in there. And like we said, antiderivative of the second derivative of f is just going to give us f of x. I'm sorry, derivative of f of x. And then we're going to do the antiderivative over here. So the constant we can kind of pull out. Antiderivative of cosine is sine. And antiderivative of sine, negative cosine. So this would be minus 2 cosine of x plus c. So we want to figure out this c before we can do the antiderivative and find the original function. We need to use the information from the derivative. It says when we put 0 in for x into the derivative, we get 4 out. So our derivative is 4 when x is 0. So sine of 0 is just 0 times 5, that's 0. That's going to cancel out. Cosine of 0 is 1, so we end up with a negative 2 plus c, which means c is 6. And derivative of f of x then is 5 sine of x minus 2 cosine of x plus 6. But now we need to figure out that original function. We're going to do the antiderivative of both sides to figure out f of x, because the antiderivative of the derivative of f of x is f of x. Antiderivative of sine is negative cosine, so we get negative 5 cosine of x minus 2 sine of x, since the antiderivative of cosine is sine, plus 6x plus c. So, last part here, we need to go ahead and figure out what c is. So we're going to use the information from the original function. When we put 0 in for x, we get 3 out for f of x. So we have negative 5 cosine of 0 minus 2 sine of 0 plus 6 times 0 plus c. So here, cosine of 0 is 1. We end up with negative 5. This is going to be 0. This is going to be 0. So we have negative 5 plus c. So c is 8. Which means f of x is going to be negative 5 cosine of x minus 2 sine of x plus 6x plus 8.